Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I wanted to show you how I do my no foundation base routine. So instead of doing foundation, I like to make sure that I have a really good blurring primer, and then I pretty much just conceal the areas on my face that I need help with. So my best friend for wearing no foundation is the Urban Decay Optical Illusion Complexion Primer, and I use this one anyway, but this one specifically, I can put it pretty much all over my face. I just take like a little drop like that and put it in the areas that I feel like I show the most pores, but it just kind of like makes my face look like very blurred. And yeah, I really like it because even if you wanted to wear this primer like by itself, it just makes your skin look like blurred, and like not like a weird way too, like you can't tell that there's really anything on your face. It just kind of hides the pores. And then what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna take my Maybelline Master Camo color corrector, and this is the orange one, and I'm literally going to use the smallest amount because I am only wearing concealer and I don't want to have to put too much product on. But I feel like when I'm wearing less product, canceling out the discoloration on my face is what's going to help me the most. When I use my concealer, my favorite ones for looking the most like natural is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and I use the Liquid Camouflage Concealer from Catrice sometimes. This one is really good. It's a little bit more thick than the Maybelline, but I use this one to brighten a little bit more just because I do only have a lighter shade of it. So what I'm gonna do is I have two shades of the Maybelline. I have shade 20 and 25. I'm going to use 25 all over my face, like where I'm gonna be concealing around my mouth and any other blemishes that I want to cover. And honestly, less is more when you want to look a little bit more natural, because I do have a problem with discoloration around my mouth, so I want to make sure I'm concealing around there, but I also don't want my smile lines to crease and look all like cracky and look cakey. So I need to be careful with that. So I'm trying to use like as little product as I can, and then like over here I have a little bit of redness going on, so I'm just gonna put a little bit there. I'm gonna let the rest of my skin like show through here. I don't really have that much of an issue with it. I also just got like a bunch of concealer in my hair, so that's great. And then I'm going to use this shade in this area right here, because the only issue that I really have is my dark circles and discoloration around my mouth. So I'm gonna use this one kind of like in the transition area from my I'm gonna put a lighter shade right here, and I'm gonna be using this darker shade kind of like as my transition to blend to make it look a little bit more natural. And this one is the shade 25, and then I'm gonna take the shade 20, which is one shade lighter, and I'm going to use this up here. I'm also gonna conceal these two little blemishes I have on my forehead. So I'm just going to take this Real Techniques brush, and I'm going to start blending around my mouth. And as you can see, that shade match is pretty good, and it covers up that color corrector that we put down before pretty well. And I'm going to start off by blending the darker concealer shade first, just because I'm going to use this brush to blend the lighter concealer as well, but I don't want to mix the two. And then for specific places where I feel like I need a little bit more coverage, I'm just going to take my finger and tap over it so that I'm not removing too much product. As if I were to blend this blemish with this brush, it would remove and dilute the product a lot more than I would like. So I'm just going to tap that with my finger to keep the product a little bit more concentrated where I need it. So now I'm going to start blending this area of my under eye. I'm just going to start by blending the darker shade first and slowly start transitioning into the lighter shade. And as you can see, this lighter shade, I'm pulling it up towards my cheekbone just because I personally think that highlighting this area of my under eye and my cheekbone makes it like pop a little bit more. So I'm just going to do that. So as of right now, I think my base looks pretty good. I'm still gonna blend underneath my eyes a little bit more. I wanted to add just the tiniest amount of the Catrice concealer, literally just like a dot like that, and this is gonna go where the darkest areas of my dark circles are, just to brighten a little bit more. And this is the shade 20, light beige. And for the remainder of blending from underneath my eyes, I'm just gonna use my finger. for me personally, I think I just like the way it looks when you blend with your finger. It makes it look a little bit more natural and like airbrushed, if that makes sense. And I feel like you can be a lot more precise when you just blend with your finger. So I'm pretty much done with all of my cream products. Now I'm gonna set my face, and for that I'm gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish. Ugh, I feel like I have such a bad lisp when I try to say this product name. Airbrush Flawless Finish. Why is that so hard? Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder in number 2 medium. So I'm just gonna take a fluffy brush like this, and I'm just gonna take my finger right before I set and go underneath my eye and blend that out one more time just so I don't have any creasing. I'm just gonna tap it in a few times, and I'm gonna press that underneath my eye. I don't wanna swipe it yet just because I don't wanna move any of the product I just laid down. And then specifically for around my mouth area, I go like this, and then I blend out with my finger like that. Just because when I set doing that, it kind of like pushes out my creases so that when I set and I go back to normal, they don't have like a chance to crease, you know? I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So now I'm just gonna bronze and contour. I'm gonna use the Park Avenue Princess Contour and Highlight Palette from Tarte, and I'm gonna go in with Princess Cut and Angle, just on this fluffy brush from Morphe. And then I'm gonna go in with a smaller brush and go into the more cooler tone shade in here, Princess Cut, and then I'm gonna use that to kind of contour a little bit more. It looks bad. Oh my god, I know why. Oh my goodness, Jacob used this last night to contour my face, and there's way too much product on the brush. Great. Well, I messed up. So I made Jacob do my makeup in a video. I don't know which video is gonna go up first, but he did my makeup and he pretty much dunked this brush into like all of these colors, and there's way too much product on it, and I forgot to clean this brush before I used it, so that's why my contour looks muddy, but we're gonna fix it. So to fix this, I'm gonna go in with my airspun loose face powder and a little powder puff, and I'm gonna use this to cut my contour, and that'll help clean it up a little bit. And I'm gonna bring that powder around my mouth area just because I do have a lot of discoloration around my mouth, so when I place this powder there, it's going to lighten my face a little bit more, give me a little bit of extra coverage. I'm just gonna blend this area a little bit more just so it looks a little bit more like not stupid. So while we're baking, I'm gonna go in with the NYX blush in Coraline, and this is my new favorite blush. It's so good. It's so like peachy, and it's just like really nice. And this one doesn't have any shimmer in it, so I like that too. So I'm just gonna take that blush, I'm gonna put that on the apples of my cheeks and bring it up towards my contour a little bit more. And I'm gonna put a little bit on my nose. It just makes you look so cute. So now I'm gonna wipe away my bake. And next I'm gonna go in with my Pearlesence Cucumber Water Face Mist. I'm just gonna spray that. I'm just gonna take a random powder puff and press that in. So for highlight, I'm gonna use the Artist Couture Diamond Glow Powder in Illuminati, and I'm gonna use that with my Morphe R36. This is my favorite highlighting brush. And honestly, I just go into the lid just because it's like very concentrated, this powder. So I just took a little bit out of the lid. And watch. It looks so good. Oh my god, my cheek looks wet. So pretty. I'm gonna highlight a little bit above my brow bone and barely on my chin. Because if you put too much like on your chin, it makes you look a little oily. That's not what we want. And then whatever's left over on the brush, I'm just gonna bring that down the center of my nose. Okay guys, so that is it for this video. I had a lot of fun filming it for you. If you guys like this video, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. That helps me out a lot. I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch one of my videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, you guys.